Hello and welcome to the Knitty Kitties channel. I'm Netty and today we're joined by John from Lv426 Media and he's here to talk about the Elegoo Neptune 3. Do you want to tell us more, John?
Well, I got one for a birthday present and yeah, these are a few of the things printed off on it to start with. Just a few test items and some art related items.
Wonderful, good. So I've got some questions to ask you, and then as well obviously we're going to see some of the processes and software that you use to do your 3D printing. Now obviously this isn't a tutorial in any way.
It definitely isn't a tutorial.
No, but I think it's good information for anyone maybe who is curious about the Elegoo Neptune 3. For someone who has experienced it, what do you think you've add any more to that, or? It's
basically just sort of the first few steps using this printer. I've used resin printers before, and I have had an FDM printer, which this kind of printer is, using the filament on rolls, but never one that would print to the standard that this one seems to be capable of.
Wonderful. I wanted to ask actually, do you think between the Elegoo which uses a PLA and the resin, is it worth getting both kind of things, or?
Well, that is what a lot of people say. You've got the best of both worlds then. The resin printers can do very fine detail, so if you're into the miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons, and things like that, or the FDM printer, the Neptune 3, will do some good detail, but it's for ideally bigger ornamental things, like you can do vases and obviously these artwork things we've printed up that you're seeing now. Oh,
brilliant. So you use that site called Thingiverse sometimes if you're not designing your own items, and this is something that you use, Prusa Slicer. Now obviously Elegoo has got its own.
It came with a version of Cura, which I found to be quite limited, and it was also an older version as well.
Right, okay, so you have to pick your printer out of this, and they, as well as Prusa, they do other printers, and you're able to use your own printer, and it's got more to it. Get you. Okay, yeah.
The software covers a lot of printers, and it's constantly upgraded, it seems, which is good.
Oh, that is good, yeah. Brilliant. Okay.
So there's a list of all the different makes of printer that it covers there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, and if your printer isn't on there and you know the dimensions, etc. of it, you can add your own on a custom profile for it.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So it might not necessarily cover every single printer ever made, but there is options if your one doesn't come up.
Exactly.
Oh, great. Okay, that's good advice. Anyway, so we're not sponsored or anything like that. Just for the sake of saying, it's just that personal preference. You find that you really like this one.
Yeah, I do use the newer version of Cura, but I prefer. I don't know why. I just do. I've always used this. I have had another FDM printer before this one, but I didn't get on with it at all. So.
Right. Okay. So it's chose out the specific bed for the. Oh, it's changed it now, so it automatically does it do something.
You've got to make sure that it's always pointing to the printer that you've got, whether it's the Neptune 3 or whatever make and model you've got.
Okay.
For some reason it defaults back to that. I don't know why.
Oh, right. It's probably because it's owned by them, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Is there anything, looking at that now, it's like, whoa, this is advanced. Somebody who doesn't do 3D print, obviously you do, where it's, can you tell us anything more about that I'm not really...
Basically, I followed heaps and heaps of YouTube tutorials.
Right, yeah.
I'm afraid I didn't find an easy way to just instantly get it all working. I did a lot of research before I've got the Neptune 3, and I've started to use this software just because it seemed a lot more intuitive and straightforward.
Okay, that's brilliant. So what I've got a few different questions. Unless there's something you want to say and it comes up on the screen, do let us know. But overall, do you think 3D printing is expensive? Somebody who's just getting into it wants to know. Is it expensive?
The resin printing is expensive.
Sure.
In my humble opinion, the resin's very expensive. It works out. I mean, if you're buying a bottle of resin, it can be about £30+ for a litre.
Okay. Wow.
And that just depends what you're printing and what size of printer you've got.
Yeah.
The filament printing, FDM printing, I think you can get reels of filament.
Sure.
For like £17.
Brilliant.
I don't know what that is in dollars, I'm afraid.
Okay, I think this was my favourite part actually, what you showed me with the Prusa slicers. You can go into it and kind of look at like almost a timeline with the different colours. Obviously it's not going to come out in those different colours, but it's to differentiate between the different
It just shows you the different parts of what it's going to do and how it divides up that time.
Okay, so what we decided to do as well was I designed a fridge magnet and John put it into this Tinkercad, and well, he can tell you the rest, I'm sure. But
you basically have to convert the JPEG into a .svg so Tinkercad can understand the file format. It tells you when you click on import. This isn't a Tinkercad tutorial either.
Oh, yeah, just
how I use it. Yeah. Again, I've watched YouTube videos on how to do this.
Oh, great. Okay. So this is free to use online?
It's all online, so you don't need to download anything.
Again, we're not sponsored, but if Tinkercad are listening...
So that's the SVG imported.
Yeah. Sure. Oh, great. Yeah, so that's the fridge magnet I did the outline for. Yeah. And we'll show you that when I come to it at the end. I'll show and what it actually looked like and printed out like. But yeah, so you went about putting 2 little holes in it for magnets?
Yeah, I think the dimensions of the magnets were 10mm by 2mm deep or something, or 1mm deep or something like that.
Oh, cool.
Basically, you just type in, you'll see in a minute, there you go, where the numbers are.
Yeah.
You type in and that gives you the dimensions, width and height.
It seems very simple and easy to understand that as well.
That's why I use it.
Very good. No, that's easy, especially for artists though. We were thinking, well, I can turn my artwork into a fridge magnet or something. You need something easy, don't you? So,
People do cookie cutters.
Oh, right, okay.
There's these guitar plectrums that are ornamental, 2D wall art.
Oh, great. So leading on from the cookie cutters you were saying, there's different types of like PLA,
ABS and PETG are the 3 main ones that I know of.
Yeah.
There's also these flexible filaments, but at TPU I think it is, but I've not tried anything with those. Apparently that's quite difficult to get it to work.
Okay, so this is the Elegoo in action at the minute. So I mean, any common problems that the printers have, or anything like that? What causes the kind of imperfections, if you will, have you found so far?
One of the main things that I'm aware of is if the filament is damp.
Right.
And that can even be like that from the manufacturer. I had a reel of it not so long ago that I had to return.
Right, okay.
So it comes vacuum packed with the silica gel in it, but it can still, if it's damp or if it's in a breezy, if you've got like a drafty window or anything, you need to keep drafts away from it.
Yeah. That's a lovely filament, by the way. It's really good colour.
It's eSun and it's PLA Plus, they call it. I don't know what the plus is, but it's silver silk. Oh,
great. Very nice indeed. So in the end I painted it. I used a primer first, like a Posca, and pretty much it. Do you have to sand some of them sometimes?
You can do, because you can get layer lines, or some people use a spray putty or spray bondo.
Okay.
A lot of the American people that I've seen tutorials of use spray bondo, they call it.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. And there's some pencil holders and pen holders in the back there. You'll see in the gallery that we did at the beginning, and there's a little bit at the end where you printed them out a few weeks ago, and they look really good on the desk.
Definitely.
And
They're all
made up.
they're all either off Thingiverse or Cults 3D.
Very clever, very clever. And then I painted them then with the Poscas again, which is just easy to use.
You can see the layer lines there have come through, but I mean, unless you do quite a bit of sanding and whatnot, you're always going to see those. That's just
fair enough.
A limitation of this style of printing. That's a model from Hex 3D that I joined up to the Patreon.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
So are those.
Yeah.
The one on the left is resin.
Oh, it's lovely. Very cool. Very cool indeed. So can you say a photo, can you make that into a 3D model? Is that a thing that you can do, or?
Oh, you probably could. I've not done that myself. It's just
sounds interesting.
Good. It needs strong outlines to be able to convert it.
Right. Yeah.
To an SVG.
Could be quite hard then, couldn't it?
I think there are ways of doing it that I've seen. I've never tried it myself though, so I wouldn't sort of say either way, yes or no.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So that's off Alien.
There's another Hex 3D model.
A Xena what?
Yeah.
Very nice collection and very clever. Cool hobby. So in a minute now, I got the outline that I did for John, and he turned it into a fridge magnet. That's the original outline there. So it seemed to work fine, didn't it? We didn't really have any problems.
Scan it in. It's on the fridge now as we speak.
That's right. Sticking on the fridge. Just stuck 2 fridge magnets in it. And here's the pictures of that as well. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining us, John, and telling us about the 3D printing and anything else you want to add at the end there. Or?
No, it's good fun. Relatively inexpensive once you've bought the printer.
Very good. Thank you very much.
No problem.
And we shall see you again soon. Any questions you've got, pop them in the comments below. I'm sure John will have a look and he'll answer anything he can. Again, not a tutorial, just a lot of fun, and hopefully it'll give you a bit of, it'll give you an idea of what 3D printing is like. Thank you for joining us. Bye for now.
Bye.